What's up, y'all? It's Crocodile Cam. You ready to learn how to build an enclosure? Let's do it. I've been receiving a lot of requests. Hey Cam, can you do a how-to video on how you're building your enclosures? I'd love to, and that's what we're going to do today. I have saved probably thousands of dollars building my own enclosures instead of buying the more expensive ones. You get to build them exactly how you need them to fit in your home, and you can customize them to whatever shape you want to give enrichment for your reptile and also make it look nice in your place. So what we're going to start with today are, we got 8 2x4s. These are about $4 a pop at Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever you decide to go. And then here I have 2 sheets of 8 foot by 4 foot plywood that I got cut into 2 foot by 4 foot rectangles. Now, what you're gonna need to, do all this and to be able to work with all this wood is a tape measure. That way you can measure what you need to cut and where you need to cut. Then you'll need either a pen or a pencil. I have a pencil to mark where you'll cut. What are you gonna use to cut? I personally use a skill saw. And lastly, you will need a drill, an impact, whatever works best for you, and you'll need drill bits. I use screws. You can use nails and a hammer as well. I just don't feel like doing all that. You guys ready to learn? Let's do it.
So here's me bringing everything inside. The amount of material that I got is enough for a 4 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot enclosure. So if you're building something bigger, you'll need a little bit more. If you're building something smaller, you'll need a little bit less. I also always keep my tool holster handy. Makes things go a lot easier and a lot quicker.
All right, you guys, time to make the first cuts. So I measured out where I'm going to be putting this enclosure first, and it is 4 feet long by 2 feet deep or wide, however you want to say it. So because we don't have to cut these anymore, we have to just cut these. Now, I like to have 2 shorter 2x4s that I stack up, and I kind of treat those as like a carpenter's table. That way I'm not messing up my floor and I'm making the most of the space that I have. First, we're gonna start with the base, okay? So the base is gonna be this. That means 2 feet and 4 feet, okay? Now, you have to account for the space that will be subtracted once I put a 2x4 here, which I believe is like 1.5 or 1 3/4 of an inch, not true 2 inches. And then you put one here. But I'll show you guys how to do that. Let's get cutting.
I got this part done pretty quickly just to get the 2 ends. It makes everything else move a little bit quicker when you're doing the base.
All right, you guys, so here we have the first part of our base done. Hold it like this. I like to start and just get 2 opposite sides done. I will do a screw in, top corner, bottom corner, just to hold it. I will put a 3rd screw in on each side to make it more secure and just make it stronger. After this, we'll make the proper cuts, measurements, then cuts to fill in right here. A lot of you guys may have heard this, may have not. Measure twice, cut once. Saves you time and saves you material.
Next, I'm doing the longer parts. This adds so much strength and structure to that base and allows you to build everything up starting from the bottom.
All right, so we finished the bottom. Basically, all you're building is like a shallow bowl, okay? You got 2x4 here, here. And this is our foundation. All of the bedding will go inside of here, all of the substrate. That way you can mix it however. And I'm gonna show you guys how to seal it so you don't have to worry about mold issues if you're having moist substrate in here, which many reptiles actually need. Now that we've gotten the base, it's time to do the walls, side and back. after we do the sides and the back, we'll knock out the door.
There are a few different ways to get the walls on. This is the way that I personally have found works best for me. If you have a better idea, go for it.
You guys, I'm gonna show you something real quick. So I left this part out, but I'm about to fix it. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. So right here, this wood is kind of rocking a bit. It has all this weight on it now, see? So what I'm gonna do is drill a longer screw into that wood, and that'll keep it nice and secure and strong. All right, so as you guys can see, it's a little bit flimsy, right? You know, the boards are kind of bouncing, and that's because we haven't built a frame in it, right? Now, I like getting the walls up first because that makes it a little bit easier for me to get the frame in. Now, what is the frame? The frame is right here. This is what these 2x4s are for. This gives this enclosure strength. When you have to move it, if you accidentally knock it over, if you have to flip it around, the wood will stay strong and the enclosure will remain sturdy, okay? So I start up from the front and I work towards the back. Knock those over. Now, you'll need one here, one in the corner, one here in the middle, one in this corner, and then one here. Then you'll go all the way around. Let's do it. All right, so I've done this half. I just want to show the difference in how sturdy it is. So, see that? Slight movement there. It's only because it's a little bit loose right here. I'm not gonna have to worry about this once it's all done, because there'll be no give there. Now you come to this side where we're not done. It's Bounce City over there, so we about to fix that. Bonus question, if you can tell me what the name of this tool is, you get 5 points. Drop your guess in the comments. Take a closer look. Take note of the shape. What is this tool called? I'll tell you guys the answer at the end. Nice and plumb. All right, let's scoot it over a little bit. Okay, so we have the frame built up. It is solid now. You know, a little bit of give, but once we put this top bar right here, that will finish the frame for the door, we'll be good to go. So we're gonna put this in, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build French doors that open up like this, just because I like how they look, and it's a little bit easier for me to work with and house the animals when they're in there like that. Also, I should have had these on the whole time, but make sure you got some safety glasses on so you protect your eyes. Always wear your PPE. All right, now it's nice and sturdy. How can I tell? Putting my weight on it. That's how you build it. If you can put your weight on it, there's nothing a snake is gonna be able to do to get out this box. So I did this part off camera, I believe, just putting the screen top on it. This is just chicken wire, not any issues. I drill one corner first, hit the second, and then I roll it down to make sure it's even. Hit the next two corners, then I cut it right there, and I put screws in all the way down just to make sure that there are no holes. After we do that, we will spray Flex Seal all on the inside, and then we will get plexiglass to put on the two doors.
Here you can see me screwing in the chicken wire up top. You want to make sure this is secure. If there are any gaps, the snakes will get out. Also, if you have made it this far, the answer to that question earlier of what the name of that tool is, it's called a square. I know it's a triangle, but it's called a square. Also, make sure you vacuum all the sawdust out.
All right, what's up, you guys? So now everything is done except for applying the sealant coating and the plexiglass for the doors. What do I use for the sealant coating? Flex Seal. It does a great job. It cures quickly, and after it cures, it's not toxic to the animals. So we're gonna spray down this entire thing. Make sure you get a layer or two in the corners and the edges. That way you can truly prevent any leaking or anything like that. This also combats mold and any other issues that you may get when dealing with wood and wet substances. So let's go ahead and get this done. And now it's done. Now you put a fan in front of it. I got fans running, I got windows open. You wanna make sure you're doing this in a well-ventilated area. I almost passed out doing this because I didn't have enough windows open, so that's on me. Make sure you either do it outside or a very well-ventilated area, and you're good to go. Give it a few hours before it dries, and it takes 24 to 48 hours to fully cure. Once it's fully cured, it is perfectly safe for any of the animals that you want to put in there. I believe it has like a melting point of like several hundred degrees, much hotter than it should ever get in any of the animals' enclosures. But yeah, next thing we'll do is we'll go get the plexiglass. I get mine from Lowe's. They sell it and they cut it for you, which is great. And then once I get it, I just drill it onto the doors, and you have a fully functioning enclosure. Also, you got to get locks. You need to have locks for your enclosures. If a snake can escape, they will escape. And that means if they can just push the door open, then guess what they're gonna do? All right.
I wanted to include me actually spraying down the enclosure. Notice how I focus on the points where there could be cracks in the wood first. I want to get that done, and I always put in extra thick layers there. Please have a good ventilation system. I really did almost pass out. Also, do not do this around any animals, you guys. Now you guys get to watch me struggle to get this 4 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot massive 100 plus, probably 200 pound plus enclosure on top of this stand. It is not easy, but I got it. Right here, I realized I did it backwards, but I figured it out. I had to flip the entire thing around. I was not happy with myself. Yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying watching me struggle like this. But I do this with all of my enclosures. I build them and I place them all by myself. It really is worthwhile. And I'm extremely proud of myself. So here it is. And then my girlfriend came in to support me. Crocodile Cam out.